look forward to this offseason with tremendous hopes of adding to a very, very young football team and building from where we are now. I think our foundation for the future is fairly solid in that we know where we're going, we know our style of play. We've become a very aggressive, tough football team, playing good defense with highlight aspects of our special teams. We run the football with a commitment, and those are the things that I came in a couple years ago trying to create. It just took us longer than I wanted, but the fact that it's emerged here in the second half of the season is really crucial for us as we move forward.
Initial flurry of free agent moves kind of died down a little bit, but still a few moves of note that we should pay attention to, starting with Matt Flynn. Wonder, was he going to go down to Miami with Joe Philbin, end up in Cleveland and replace Colt McCoy? Instead, ends up in Seattle.
Yeah, I guess it's not a shock, but the one surprising fact about it, even though John Schneider, the GM, was in Green Bay when they drafted Flynn, he was on that staff before moving out to Seattle, they'd never really shown any interest for him before. There were a couple teams that kicked around Green Bay last year, possibly trading for Flynn as either a backup or a guy to groom as their starter. The Seahawks were not one of those teams, so I'm going to go ahead and sort of connect the dots a little bit and say they were very impressed when they met with him.
Of course, the Packers will have a bye next week, and he has company on the inactive list today. 4 Pro Bowl players for Green Bay. Among some big-time names will not be in action, including Charles Woodson. There'll be another penalty against the Lions and a free flow. Why not put it up there for Nelson? He caught it! And touchdown! We figured it was a free play. It looked like play action, and Flynn looking to Nelson down the field, and he's got it, and a touchdown! Donald Driver to the end zone! He has just set a Green Bay Packer franchise record of 6 touchdowns in a game. And you got to remember, this is the only guy in the last 20 years who has started a game at quarterback for the Packers outside of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Amazing. Simply amazing.
Nike has just revealed the new 2012 uniforms for 30 teams, including the Seahawks.
And Bill Wixie was in New York for the big unveiling.
All right, so they sent me to New York, and I cover a fashion show. What do you know? A pretty unique one, though. This is for the new NFL line by Nike. They took over the contract from Reebok, and a bit of a change across the board. You will definitely notice a change with the Seahawks uniform and their logo. It was just unveiled a little while ago. Here is a look at Cam Chancellor with the big unveiling just a few minutes ago here in New York, and you will notice a bit of a change, and I don't know if Seahawks Nation is going to go for this or not, but the green that you see there prominently featured, that is to signify the trees that we know so well in the Pacific Northwest. The gray is back, sort of a silver tinge to these uniforms to signify the gray skies that we know so well in the wintertime. And then the number 12 actually embroidered in the jersey to signify the 12th man. In fact, along the pant leg, there are 12 totem figures that go down the side of the leg, and those are also to signify the 12th man. So the fan definitely figured into Nike's plans with the new Seahawk uniform.
That's a question that was posed already in the press conference. Who's going to be your starter going in? Obviously, it is a competition, but the price was up a little for Matt, and that's probably why that question's coming.
Yeah, well, that once we get in the locker room and we get on the field, that has nothing to do with anything.
Does this change how you look at the draft now that you got 3 quarterbacks in the fold?
Well, know that our philosophy and approach has always been we're always looking for quarterbacks. We're always looking to find that next guy. We'll look forward to that too because there are some exciting quarterbacks in the draft.
We feel like we've done a number of things that kind of just put us at ease a little bit and just let the draft, come to us. And, the first year we were here, we had a couple, glaring holes. And that's not anybody's fault. It's just part of a transition or a turnover. So we feel like we're in a position now where we can just go ahead and read our board and make solid decisions as we go.
Are you less inclined to look at a quarterback since you signed Matt Flynn?
No, that hasn't been our approach in any of our drafts, and it won't be. John's been very consistent about that, and from the get-go that every year that we're after quarterbacks, and there's such a rare commodity that we have to do everything we can to entertain the thought that any one of those guys comes to us, what would we do? And so we're. I traveled around. Bev went everywhere. I saw 5 or 6 guys work out, around the country, and John and I got to a couple here at the end to make sure we had the right information. So.
This is the 2012 NFL Draft presented by Bud Light.
Welcome everybody to New York City and one of the most famous entertainment venues in all the world, Radio City Music Hall. Come on inside as they have since Christmas time 1932. So almost 80 years ago. Some of the biggest acts ever. Some of the biggest movies ever. 300 million people have come into Radio City Music Hall. And the next 3 days and evenings, we welcome football fans from all over here in New York and you out there here on ESPN as we get set for the 77th annual selection meeting of the National Football League.
Good evening. Welcome to prime time in the 2012 NFL Draft. This is an exciting night for our players, for our teams, and for you, the fans. The season begins tonight, so let's kick it off. The 2012 NFL Draft is officially open.
So the Seattle Seahawks are now picking 15, and in year 3 under Pete Carroll, a pair of 7-9 seasons. 2 years ago they won the division. Last year, way behind the Niners.
With the 15th pick in the 2012 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Bruce Irvin, defensive end, West Virginia.
Well, I would say that this is the first name that might have really leapfrogged on all the, quote, mock drafts, correct?
Listen, he doesn't play all the time. He has 4.4 speed. He's an interesting story off the field. We'll get into it in a minute. But nobody has the juice that Irvin has as a pass rusher. He's going to be a pass rushing specialist. This is not a run defender. He reminds me a lot of Antoine Barnes, who led the Chargers in sacks with 11. He's a one-dimensional, one-trick pony right now. Speed rusher, and he's got rare speed to rush.
John, this is a shocking first-round pick. Shocking for, I thought mid-second he had moved up to. Not the middle of the first. I mean, you're talking about a guy that produced as a junior and senior, 22.5 sacks, but production dropped as a senior, little inconsistent, although he was handled in some season. Bruce Irvin, I don't even think expect to be a first-round pick himself. The fact that he's a mid-first rounder is mind-boggling at this point. There were some off-the-field issues. Morton Adam will address that, why there were some red flags with Bruce Irvin that we thought maybe third round. He ascended up because I think people went back to the tape and saw a kid who got after the quarterback, and they needed a defensive end, Seattle did, but the red flags were there with Bruce Irvin.
Pick, as you say, for the Seahawks, and Adam Schefter shed a little light here.
Well, Boom, this is one of the most surprising picks, maybe the most surprising pick in the first round. There's a tremendous backstory behind Bruce Irvin, who dropped out of high school, spent 2.5 weeks in jail at that point in time for robbery, earned his GED, enrolled in Mount San Antonio Junior College before enrolling in West Virginia, where he became one of the top pass rushing threats in the country. However, on March 18th, he was arrested and charged with destruction of property and disorderly conduct. According to the police report, Irvin knocked a magnetic sandwich shop sign off the top of a delivery car. Opinion on Irvin was split around the league. There were multiple teams that had him as the top pass rusher in the entire draft, and there were other teams that said he had bust potential all over him and wouldn't touch him. The Seahawks believe he's going to be a dynamic pass rushing force in Seattle. Boom.
Well, yesterday we had 4 quarterbacks taken in the first round. Brock Osweiler hoping that perhaps he will be the 5th to go in the draft, as the same for Russell Wilson. Among those waiting to see if it's their time to be called. Meanwhile, the Seattle Seahawks are on the clock. They move down with the trade with the Jets. Here they go.
To announce the Seattle Seahawks selection, please welcome from Florida State University, the 6th overall pick of the 1997 draft by the Seahawks, offensive tackle Walter Jones.
With the 47th pick in the 2012 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Bobby Wagner, linebacker, Utah State.
Well, now remember yesterday they raised eyebrows with Bruce Irvin, and now maybe Mel and John a bit of a surprise with Bobby Wagner, or no?
Had him in a 3rd round, Boom. What shocks me is trade down and lose Michael Kendricks, who I think is a significantly better player than Bobby Wagner. Baffles me. Seattle baffles me. I don't know. I don't get it. You know, you think about James Carpenter last year in the 1st, Bruce Irvin in the 1st this year. Now you pass on a Kendricks and trade down, and you take Bobby Wagner. Now, he was productive at Utah State, no doubt about that. The kid hustles, gives you everything he has effort-wise. The question is instincts. He'll step slow, reacting at times. Came in late on some plays. To me, got caught up in traffic some. I thought he was a 3rd, 4th round type of guy that really helped him was the Senior Bowl week. Coaches are down in Mobile. Good Senior Bowl week. He was MVP of the North team. I think that's what Pete Carroll may have seen and liked. But to trade out of that pick and lose Michael Kendricks and then take Bobby Wagner, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
And now, to the podium where the military has just been honored. Ray Anderson handling the 3rd round announcement.
To announce the 75th selection, it is our honor to introduce Sergeant Luke Boyd of the United States Marine Corps from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Thank you very much. With the 75th pick in the 2012 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Russell Wilson, quarterback, Wisconsin.
I like this pick. I like this kid. I'm jealous of Seattle. I wish I could coach this kid. 74% completion basically this year. Set an NCAA record for passing efficiency. How many kids master an offense at NC State, show up at Wisconsin, and take the team to the Rose Bowl? They're 2 Hail Marys away from being a national champion. The kid runs 4.50. He can run. You can put some creative passes and runs in for Russell Wilson. He can really hurt you scrambling. He plays his best football when the game is on the line. He has tremendous anticipation and touch, a lot of courage. If I were Matt Flynn and Tavares Jackson, I'd be leery of this kid, because if you give him a chance, and look past the 5'11" or 5'10.5", whatever it is, if you give this kid a legitimate chance to win the job, he'll win it. That's how much confidence I have in him. I loved his workout, spent a lot of time with him. He can lead your football team. Can he throw the wet football? Because it's going to be rainy up there, Russell. If you're listening to me, get some of those gloves and get used to throwing it in the wet rain. But I like this pick a lot. Really made an impression on me, obviously.
So much of the quarterback position is leadership and intangibles. And I asked him recently when I sat down and talked to him, I said, how were the guys in Wisconsin when you came in from another school for 1 year after they had just won? How did they welcome you? He said, you know, I walked in and I called a team meeting. I said, you did what? He said, I called a team meeting. I told him, hey guys, I know this is a strange situation, but I'm here and I'm here to win and I want to win. And he said they respected me for doing it. From that point on, I was the leader of the football team. He was a captain just walking in off the street. Not many guys are able to do that, Mel.
No, and I think when you look at them, when you talk to teams and you said character, they couldn't go any further than 15, 20. You know, scale 1 to 10, 15, 20. I haven't heard that much. When you talk about quarterbacks over the last 30-plus years, boom. John, you've talked about quarterbacks forever. Have you ever talked about a character being off the charts for a kid who's got that kind of ability, throwing the ball? I mean, this kid certainly will get a chance. You talk about whether he's an accent piece, whether he's a guy who has to come in for an injured quarterback, whatever it may be. Yeah, can he be a full-time starter?
Russell Wilson, who's just been selected by the Seattle Seahawks here in round number 3. And Russell, A, you're a good sport. B, we saw you on the phone with the Seahawks. Tell us how that conversation went.
Well, it was a remarkable experience. You know, the fact that the Seattle Seahawks and Coach Carroll gave me a call, and the GM, John Snyder, it was an unbelievable moment for me. I've been waiting for this my whole entire life. You know, the Lord is so good, and to have my family here with me, I know my dad's watching, and it's a pleasure.
Russell, did you know all along Seattle might be one of the real serious teams to pick you? Had they really indicated to you that, hey, we're watching you closely, just stay by the phone?
Yeah, I definitely knew they were a serious team. You know, I met with them several times from the Senior Bowl and the Combine, and I've talked to them, you know, over the phone a few times as well, and I knew it would be a great place for me to play. Obviously, you know, I got to get there and learn the playbook as quickly as possible and just dive into it and just try to be a great teammate, a great locker room guy, and just work my butt off.
The Seattle Seahawks draft, it was one of the more interesting and talked about drafts, I think, of any team this year. Dan, when you look at just in terms of the needs they had, how do you think they did filling spots?
Well, you know, I guess they did all right in that regard. I mean, they came into the draft really wanting to improve their speed at the linebacker position and to improve their pass rush, both inside and outside. And so theoretically they did that. Whether they picked the right guys to do that, I'm not quite sure.
Overall, when you look at all their picks, what was your favorite pick they made?
The second pick that they took, Bobby Wagner, I like him a lot. He's probably my favorite out of Utah State. He's been called a tackle machine. He should be an excellent replacement for David Hawthorne, who's moved on, but who was their leading tackler each of the last 3 seasons. So I think he's real good as far as filling that linebacker need. And they also got another linebacker a little later on. Now that first pick, Bruce Irvin, you know, I mean, you had Quentin Coples, you had Melvin Ingram. 7 of their 10 picks on defense, and defense is the strength of the team. And then the offensive guys, the one that they took, Russell Wilson, I mean, I think he's a wonderful story. I love watching him play. But why in the world are they going after a quarterback when they seem to have 3 pretty good ones on the roster, including their $27 million man, Matt Flynn?
Yep.
I don't get it.
So when you look at the whole thing, it doesn't sound like you're overly impressed with what they did. What grade are you giving?
Well, you know, I'm going to give them a C. You know what? Make it a C minus.
All right.
But I'm going to tell you something. We gave them a C minus last year, and I think if you look back, they might have had the best draft of anybody last year. They ended up with 4 starters, plus Doug Baldwin and Ricardo Laquette. So, you know, I give them the benefit of the doubt.
Right, yeah, you know, that's the thing with this. You never really know in the draft. It may look one way and then it turns out another. We'll just have to wait and see on these guys. That's what we're looking
Working on free agency right now, rookie free agency. Really excited about the talent that we've added to this team. A lot of hard work, great effort with both staffs, communication, and it was just really a great weekend for us. Couldn't be more pleased.
Very energetic. You know, he's been in my butt the whole time, so, you know, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can, as fast as I can.
Is that easier or tougher with having no veterans here, do you think, to learn? You don't have any veterans to ask, but then again, everybody's kind of in the same boat.
I mean, the vets are coming, so I'm just doing my best to learn as much as I can, before they get here. So I'll be kind of caught up with them. So, I'm just doing my best to learn as fast as I can.
You're mostly Mike right now. Have they talked to you about will you play some Will too, or where are they talking about?
My main focus right now is just learning the mic. I'm trying to get that down first, and then we'll start doing other positions.
Do you think it helps learning the mic first, as far as you have to know kind of what the Will and the sound we're doing anyway, so does it help you learn all three?
Yeah, I think it helps, learning one position, because you got to, figure out what's, to the right of you, what's to the left of you. So, if I do get to the right, I know what's in the middle and what's on the other side. So, I think it's good playing that first.
When I arrived Saturday night, I got a call about 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock that night, and just got the call that I wasn't gonna. They didn't want me to come in Monday. They're looking to trade me, and that was it. I was fine with it.
You'd actually flown there?
Yeah, I flew there, and I was in San Diego. Went all the way to Tampa, and once I got there, straight.
Nice to get the call.
Yeah,
before you made the trip.
Yeah,
Did you say something like you could have done this over the phone?
No.
It's tough not having to say in terms of where you're going to go. I mean, you kind of have to.
Well, that's how the NFL is. Yeah, that's how the NFL is.
You said on Sirius you have nothing bad to say about Coach Shiano. Is it really just for you about moving on to the next step?
Yeah, it worked out for both sides. I'm gonna miss my teammates out there, my boys. Grown a lot together with those guys, but it's the NFL. It's hard, so you just gotta. It's good to have a job, It's good to have a job, so I'm okay.
What was it like to see T.O. take the field?
It was really crazy. We're well enough in the training camp that the days sort of run together, but this time there's an area where the team comes out of not really a tunnel, but just an entryway there onto the field. And most of the team was onto the field, but we hadn't seen T.O. yet. So there was a ton of fans, a bunch of media, several people deep lining this area, and we were just disappointed like 20 times. It'd be like, oh, it's only Alan Branch, or, it'd be somebody else, an assistant coach. And then finally T.O. comes out wearing number 10, which was Jim Zorn's number back in the day, and was very low-key at that point. He got a nice round of applause, but didn't really go out and slap hands with people, just kind of took his position in the line where they run through the basic drills to start practice. Talked to a couple guys, Braylon Edwards was one of them, but for the most part, it was just, I think, him trying to go a little bit under the radar.
How has he looked on the field from what you've seen?
Impressive. You never see guys this old hardly on an NFL roster playing receiver because they usually can't run. But with T.O. running a 4.45 on Monday, and one of the clockings was even 4.43, he obviously can still run. And so in practice today, the DBs are fired up. They've been looking forward to this to go against the name, and he was matched against Richard Sherman, who's a very good young corner for the Seahawks and played at near a Pro Bowl level last season. And T.O. went out right away and caught a pass off of him. So I think he got comfortable, and he's been running a lot in tandem with Braylon Edwards so far, catching passes from Matt Flynn. So he's not going to play probably for a couple weeks, but so far looks pretty good.
With that number 43.
You know what? I didn't even know what number. I didn't even know I was going to have a number, a jersey. I didn't know what to expect when I first got here. I got to my locker and saw there was a jersey in it, number 43. And I just wanted to take a picture of it just for myself. It was just amazing to see my name on the back of it. It's an honor. It's an honor to be taken serious and to be given this opportunity.
Soon after my exoneration, my story was released through, a number of different outlets, and it started to stretch across the country and even places around the world. Somebody put out something that was saying, this story is like a movie. For a linebacker, I can find one. And I'm like, yeah, man, you got the right number. Who is this? And he's like, it's me, man, Coach Carroll. And I just thought it was amazing, man, that we had went from this whole recruiting dance back in high school and when he was at USC to coach there to us now me being an exoneree and someone who has spent, 10 years of life, the greatest achievements for me, past getting my life back and getting my name cleared, finally recapturing the dream that was taken away, which was to play football, which was to just have an opportunity to play at the highest level. And that opportunity came from him. The players, the coaches, the staff, everybody treated me like family, as if we had already known each other for years. I think that's what probably captivated me and grabbed me more than anything else, was just the instant brotherhood that just came with the Seattle Seahawks. And to try out, to give it my all, to know that the opportunity came from Pete Carroll, somebody who saw potential in me as a high school player, and then allowed me to see if it was still there. And, coming back.
How did it feel for you first day, getting to run out there and do everything?
First day was amazing. This is just an amazing environment as well to work out in this type of weather, right off this water right here. These coaches and players, I'm just honored to be out here just to give it my all. It felt good.
Who will be under center in Seattle?
I'm just a believer in Matt Flynn. He can get it done.
I think Flynn is probably going to get the job. I think Russell Wilson is going to be used the way that the Broncos use Tebow. They'll have special plays designed for him in certain spot situations.
I'm always competing, and I'm always trying to get better. And but it is obviously a different situation. My previous 4 years, I knew I wasn't competing to be a starter or anything. So, it's exciting. It's an exciting time. That's what everybody in the NFL dreams about, is being a starter. So that's what I'm going to compete.
We expected this. It was funny because what happened with Russell Wilson over the weekend? The answer is he blew their socks off.
I have not seen someone come out of the gate like that ever. He may have misstepped verbiage-wise on one play. And I'm not joking.
This guy has an arm that you couldn't believe his accuracy. I think this guy has a real good shot at winning this job, to be quite honest with you.
With all due respect to Pete, I love him. I'm calling BS on that. I think Matt Flynn, barring just a massive collapse, will be your starter.
But everything that Wilson has done, he's just made fans of anybody who's around him.
I have not seen a 5'11" guy ever throw a football like that.
You think he can win it this year and be the quarterback week 1 of this regular season?
He has a chance. He is accurate. He has all the intangibles.
I don't know, man. Winning the job out of camp sounds far-fetched still. Can you really see them starting in week 1?
'27, and Russell Wilson from Wisconsin has come in at quarterback, 5'11", 206. Last year threw for 3,100 yards, 33 touchdowns, a 191.7 passer rating, the highest in NCAA history. 3rd and long now for Wilson. Facing some pressure, chased out of the pocket, back across the middle and complete. Robert Johnson's got the tackle, but in tribute at linebacker, which is a bonus.
Yeah, it is. You develop depth and you get confidence for the coaches to put him in the game.
Wilson throwing again. He's going deep down the sideline. Braylon Edwards has got the football, and it's a Seahawk touchdown. Edwards was locked up with Tommy Campbell.
Excellent. 6'em. Braylon Edwards is looking like he want to play some football again. He's been missing. He's been on the back of a milk carton for
39 yards.
Russell Wilson in the play action delivers a beautiful ball for Braylon Edwards. Braylon Edwards knew he was going for the ball. As a veteran wide receiver, hand on the back of the jersey of Tommy Campbell.
Braylon Edwards. Titans trail by 2 touchdowns. We return after this on the Titans preseason. Has been coming in nickel situations, and Werner's been sliding inside, but he's pushing for playing time. 3rd and very short. Wilson to throw again. Over the middle, and that's a first down. Zach Dials on the tackle. Another play action for Wilson. Steps up in the pocket. He's got room to run. Gets a nice block. Makes a man miss, and Mike Martin without a helmet is chasing him down. We've got a flag on the play. It's going to be a clip at the end of the run, a block in the back.
To see them.
Could you go play action and try to get 7?
If you're ambitious and you want to, and it's the preseason. It's the preseason. You never know.
I don't think Pete Carroll's not looks like power eye. Not power eye, but
they got a man split to the left.
They got their bigs in, they're just gonna run 24
Titans are stacked on the line of scrimmage. It's Lumpkin. No, it's Russell Wilson who keeps it himself. He can run forever. Wilson to the 10, the 5, and he is in for a touchdown. Russell Wilson showing the arm, showing the speed. He is an impressive rookie from Wisconsin.
Yes, that was a great play, because I'm sitting up here looking for the running back with the ball. Russell Wilson's at the 20.
He can do it all. Play action fake, bootleg, call run, showing that when he gets out of space, he can score, but I would have liked us to run out the clock.
Matt Hasselbeck ran the same play against Carolina. Just didn't quite make it to the end.
Yeah, the defensive end didn't even see Russell Wilson rolling out.
The Titans starting the preseason with a 27-17 loss to the Seattle Seahawks as Mike Munchak will cross the field and shake hands with Pete Carroll, who walks off victorious. 27-17, you're watching Titans football.
CEO set to join camp today, had to gather his belongings in LA. He'll show up today after not playing last season. Did the Seahawks make the right move?
I think they made the right move. And when you watch T.O., and I've seen him, he's been in Dallas, he's been working out in Dallas, getting in shape. The one thing I've seen about Terrell Owens is this. The guy is ready to play football at a high level. I've watched him come out of his breaks. I've watched him in his own personal workouts. He's running as fast as ever. He's leaned down. He was a really big guy at one point. Now he's leaned down now in that 215, 220 range. He's a guy that can still run, make catches after, make catches and then run after catches at the same time. This guy right now, mentally, is the issue with T.O. right now. Mentally, he is ready. I think he's hungry. He's had some time off. His finances aren't right anymore. He's trying to get those finances right. He needs the game more than the game needs him. You'll see a different T.O. in Seattle.
He has been a special teams ace for the Broncos since being drafted from Notre Dame. Flynn in a shotgun, 5-man pressure, quick throw left side, and it's going to be at the feet of Terrell Owens. Out to the 24 thus far. Here's Matt Flynn facing a 3rd down and 6. Broncos bring pressure. Flynn sets in the pocket, throws. Ball knocked away from Terrell Owens. 5-yard line. Seattle straight I formation. Denver looks for a run. They get a play fake. Flynn in the pocket loads it up. Deep ball. He's got Terrell Owens, and Owens has got and knocked away. A great play. Flynn's in the shotgun. Again, 4-man rush. Doolittle's coming, and Doolittle gets there a little bit late. Ball's going to land out of bounds, incomplete. Terrell Owens.
In the first round of the NFL draft. He played at Wisconsin. Seattle took him in the 3rd round this season. But I tell you what, watch him run this play action. He can really scoot.
Tremendous career as a college player. 2nd down, now 2nd and 6. Play fake for Wilson, who's in the pocket in trouble. Steps out of one tackle, dodges another. And Wilson showing his athletic ability. Lean, of course. 3rd down and 17 now. Wilson's in the shotgun. 4-man pressure. Russell steps, throws, wide open receiver, middle of the field. This is going to be a catch at the Denver 35-yard line.
He drops back to pass. They bring the delayed blitz by Irving. He did get chipped by the fullback, but once again, Wilson makes, look at him, there's nobody to block, but he points as if there's a defender or an offensive player getting ready to block for him. That is a veteran move by a rookie quarterback.
Wilson, 4 carries for 27 yards. He led the Seahawks last week in their opening preseason game. The victory over Tennessee, 27-17. 3rd down and 2. Wilson the shotgun. Pressured and pulled down as he throws the football, and he throws it for a completion on virtually a jump ball right in front of the Seahawks bench. Lavasier Tunier, the rookie out of Oregon, could have almost waved his arm up in the air and made a fair catch.
Broncos once again with the delayed blitz. That time they brought David Bruton. Wilson, at first, you'd think he might be getting called for throwing the ball away and intentional grounding, and he finds
flips on the end around, some room to run. Steps out of a tackle in Bronco territory. That is Jermaine Kearse, rookie wide receiver out of Washington. Really productive player for the Huskies last year. In his career, had 180 receptions for over 2,800 yards and 29 touchdowns. Big wide receiver, 6'1" and 215 pounds.
Yeah, nifty little play.
Seahawks from the Broncos 47. Straight eye formation. Wilson, good play fake, throws, pass is going to be caught inside the Broncos 15-yard line. That's Jermaine Kearse. Coverage actually on the play. That was Ramsey Robinson, who was in good position, but an excellent catch by Kearse.
Yeah, good patience in the pocket. He works him inside, runs kind of like a sluggo route. Jermaine Kearse just does a great job of keeping his body between the defensive back.
Wilson with a play fake. Looks, throws, wide open receiver. Touchdown, Seattle. Well, that was way too easy. That's a touchdown pass. They see Russell Wilson. What an impressive young quarterback the Seahawks have in their third-round draft choice. 3 touchdown drives in this second half. That's the shortest and the latest. 8 plays, 68 yards, taking 4:45 off the clock.
I've seen enough of Russell Wilson, Dave, to know that this guy has the potential to be a star in the NFL. For a guy that's only a rookie, he is smart, he's got great feet, he throws an accurate ball, he's not afraid to allow his receivers to go up and make a play, and played well last week against the Titans and is following it up with a second good week in a row for Russell Wilson.
Yeah, had a 32-yard touchdown run last week.
Touchdown to Braylon Edwards against the Titans.
Yep.
Throwing the ball well tonight. He reads coverages extremely well, can move around in the pocket, can extend plays. Broncos secondary was doing a great job for a while there, but they looked like they had some communication problems the last few plays.
Okay, let me get you started kind of where you want to begin, I'm sure. We're going to start Russell Wilson this week, and excited to see how he does playing with the first unit. When we started this process, we had in mind that after each game we'd reevaluate and see what was the right thing to do with the thought that we would start Matt and then we would start Russell. After week 1, I just thought that it seemed right to get more information in that same format. I thought that would help us. Whether it did or not, I don't know, but we were going to exercise the thought, to give Russell this chance to start. He's done a very nice job throughout, and we think that it's more.
Coming off of a knee, it's good to have that veteran presence in case something would happen.
Russell Wilson comes out firing right away. He's happy to Seattle offense, and we're going to get to see one of the main stories, not only inside this stadium here tonight, Trent, but in the National Football League. A real big question coming into Seattle. Who's going to be the starting quarterback? Will be a Matt Flynn, will be Tavares Jackson, or maybe Russell Wilson. Tonight, the rookie out of Wisconsin gets his very first start.
Getting a veteran quarterback or an older quarterback to come in and lead that group last year.
Chiefs bring the blitz and standing in and firing a strike. That is 2 for 2 now for the young Russell Wilson, finding
felt in the backfield because that's what the D-line is doing, is freeing up those linebackers.
Wilson just steps out of the way of pressure and looking downfield and finding. Nice catch by Braylon Edwards, the veteran out of Michigan. Chiefs bring 5. Wilson steps up, and this is what he can do very well. Still untouched as he approaches the 30-yard line. Russell Wilson, he has 1 carry for 31 yards. Keeps it himself, cuts it back. Continues to cut it back, and he's got space. This will be a Seattle first down and then some. Excellent block on Eric Berry.
Lanes, because one was on a pass rush from the pocket, the other rolled right and came back left. Just used the blown coverage.
Just wide open. Russell Wilson saw him right away. Wilson to the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Charlie Barton. First down and 10. Greg Lumpkin, the eye back. Russell Wilson off the play action. Looking deep to Terrell Owens. And did he come up with that one? Yes, he did. Jock Reeves with the coverage, but Russell Wilson with a big hookup to T.O. for 40 yards.
Pete Carroll with glowing remarks about T.O. when they brought him in a few weeks ago. Why did they release him?
Well, I think this is more a numbers game. He wasn't among the top 4 receivers right now. You had Sidney Rice, Golden Tate, Doug Baldwin's your slot receiver, and then Braylon Edwards has came in and really performed at a high level. And so I don't think you can have T.O. on this roster as your number 5 receiver if he's not going to be active for Sundays. And they wanted to give some younger guys an opportunity who they've made an investment in, guys like Chris Durham, Ricardo Lockett, along with a couple of veteran guys that can play special teams, and Ben Manu.
What went into Pete Carroll's decision to name Russell Wilson the starter week 1?
This was pretty simple. He was the most dynamic quarterback in the Seahawks camp. He plays fast. The offense looks fast. He poses a dual threat when he's out there. They wanted to give him the chance to play with Seattle's starting offense on Friday night. When they did, he shined. You could see everything that he did against the Chiefs. The way he's run the football this summer, it's a little bit like a mini Cam Newton. The way he throws the football, very good. And the intangibles he brings, the leadership, his likability. He is a tremendous player for the Seattle Seahawks. They fell in love with him when they drafted him in the 3rd round of the draft, and they felt like he outplayed Matt Flynn this summer. You see the numbers. He's got a higher completion percentage. He's got a higher yards per attempt. He's got a better touchdown to interception ratio. He's got more rushing yards. Where there did he not outplay Matt Flynn?
I don't get caught up in it. You know, I'm excited about the opportunity. It's another football game. It's going to be in a place I've never played before, but you know, same distance on the field. You know, and the good thing is just to be able to get out on the football field with these guys again and having that opportunity is very, very big in my life.
And the young man. And that's been a story in Seattle. Here is Russell Wilson, a rookie 3rd-round draft pick, beating out Matt Flynn, who signed a big free agent contract.
2 teams with $30+ million invested in their backup quarterbacks coming into today's game.
2 wide receivers, Braylon Edwards and Sidney Rice. Michael Robinson, the fullback, Marshawn Lynch, the running back. Wilson to Braylon Edwards. He holds on as he's knocked out of bounds by William Gay at the 30-yard line. That's a first down for the Seahawks. Off the fake. Wilson in trouble. Slipped one man, but Paris Lennon got him. 3rd and 14. Seahawks have to get to the 41 for a first down. Wilson throws, and he completes it for a first down. He got it to Charlie Martin.
Great ball, but here's the thing again, they've got to do something to mix up the rhythm of their cadence. Sam Acho again getting off the line too quick. We're really getting to see Russell Wilson is really understanding what he's seeing in front of him. Good throw, crisp, clean.
Marshawn Lynch out of the backfield, gets down to the 42-yard line as we get to the 2-minute warning. The Arizona Cardinals in a back-and-forth game have a 20-16 lead, but the rookie, Russell Wilson, is driving the Seahawks into Cardinals territory. Division rivalries, the passion, the emotion, the effort put out. And this has been quite a battle to start the season. Back and forth. Marshawn Lynch in the backfield. Wilson, short drop outside, completes to Braylon Edwards, out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Would have in the moment.
3rd and 2, Rice motions. Wilson rolls, takes it himself, and goes down, gets a first down. That's a good play. Everybody out. Wilson, Marshawn Lynch slips and goes down at the 26-yard line. Darrell Washington was there, a gain of 5 on the play. And here comes a big 3rd down play. But this is all about every down now.
Let's see if they bring the pressure. Last time, Russell Wilson, it looks like they're coming up here again. 2nd down, he had one of the rare opportunities.
He didn't get away. Did not get away that time.
This time, they bring it like they normally do, and they get him down.
Darrell Washington with the tackle.
Picking up protections, putting the ball in the right place, leading his team, even in a no-huddle type situation. They sped up the process of the game, and he thrived.
They're on their feet here. Towels waving. 4th down, Seahawks. Here they come. Wilson puts it up for Sidney Rice. He dropped it. There are 2 flags down. It was Rice against Patrick Peterson. And it's against Peterson, and it will give Seattle a first down with 52 seconds to play.
defense, number 21. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
You know what? I think the initial call is what they saw. They saw the pass interference.
First down at the 13-yard line for Seattle, still alive. Pressure, the throw to the end zone. Batted away from Braylon Edwards. Outstanding play by Michael Adams, who hasn't seen all that much playing time in this game, mostly on special teams. Seahawks have one timeout remaining. Everybody out. Wilson throws. Touchdown, no! He dropped it. Doug Baldwin dropped it.
This is one of those that Doug Baldwin is going to want back. You see the throw, good protection. They only rush 4. Looks like Doug Baldwin is actually still down in the end zone.
He's hurt. I don't know if he fell on the ball.
You see Russell's eyes. He sees him immediately, steps up, throws the dart. Tough grab. They need right here on third down.
I want to correct myself. Seattle is out of timeouts. Third and 10 from the 13. Charlie Martin is back in the game for Seattle. He made a big catch earlier for a first down. Marshawn Lynch hit hard at the 5-yard line. Darnell Dockett with a tackle. Calais Campbell with a hard hit.
Stop means there's only not a 10-second runoff, so that's not the case in this situation.
Thank you, Mike. Second and goal. Wilson throws the fade route. It's broken up. Patrick Peterson on Sidney Rice. That's been a matchup throughout the game.
Back pylon is the aiming point for that throw.
Third and goal for Seattle at the 4-yard line. The blitz on, the fade deep into the end zone for Martin, incomplete. Covered by Michael Adams. And a hit by Darnell Dockett on Russell Wilson as he released the pass. That brings up 4th and goal. 15-yard line. Here's the game. Right here, 4th and goal, Seahawks. Wilson, the pass for Edwards, incomplete. William Gay covering. The Arizona defense comes through.
I think Russell put the ball in the spot it needed to be. Tough play, tough catch. This is where your big-time wide receivers, this is where Larry Fitzgerald will find a way to make his team right. Where Russell just put that ball, then making Braylon dive down to the ground and try to, slide in and make a tough catch. It's a good ball, good placement. It's an extremely tough catch. Those are the ones you want to make, though.
6 for 8 for 66 yards and a touchdown to Andre Roberts. The Arizona Cardinals win on opening day over the Seattle Seahawks 20-16.
All hands on deck! All hands on deck! If you don't want it, don't come out the locker room. We gotta have this one. We gotta have it. Let's go. We all we got. We all we need. We all we got. We all we need. We all we got. We all we need. We all we got. We all we need.
Going downfield. Touchdown Seahawks to McCoy. Russell Wilson. It's just going to bounce it off the left side. He goes in. Touchdown Seahawks. Chris Jones has it blocked. On the punt. Ball picked up. Touchdown Seahawks. This has just been a battering ram.
Nice job, Colonel. That's a great job, man. But now we had to come off a very disappointing game the first week and come back and play like this. Look how you played today. I mean, it was across the board. We were so freaking tough today. Win, baby. Yeah. Hawks on 3. 1, 2, 3.
A little hold up on the outside. Gutsy call once again by this Seahawk coaching staff. Russell Wilson, no timeouts. Incomplete passes do not hurt you. A sack will kill you. Obviously, he's going to try to work this ball in a maximum protection down the field. I just am surprised they're going with a no-back set.
See if the Packers can generate the pass rush. 46 seconds left. Worthy pushing up the middle. Wilson throwing down the middle for the tight end. Incomplete with no flag coming in.
Evan Moore is a tight end that has down the field receiving ability. He's clearly the target.
He's 6'6.5", the tight end Moore. 2nd and 10. 41 seconds left. Again, a 3-man rush. And a Wilson rocket is caught by Rice at the 24. Out of timeouts. You can kill it at about 27 here. Hustle to the line. Wilson ready for the snap. Now they're going to have a shotgun. They're going to not kill it. Wilson pumping. Lofton for Golden Tate. Sam Shields the coverage incomplete. 18 seconds left.
Game by Sam Shields. Ball's on the right hash. I expect Seattle to flood the wide side, the left side of this formation with Seahawk receivers. Here they come. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. And look for number 82, Evan Moore, down the seam.
Again, the 3-man rush. Wilson standing in, throwing down the seam, and threw it out of the back with nothing open to live to have 2 more shots.
Yesterday, Detroit hit one against Tennessee to give themselves a chance. Sidney Rice, Evan Moore, flood a section of the end zone with as many Seahawks as you can and give someone a chance.
Scrambles to keep it alive. The game's final play. Fought for by Tate with Jennings simultaneous. Who has it? Who they give it to? Touchdown! Has to be looked at because it's a score. Still have an official down there in the pile looking.
It's Russell Wilson.
They're fighting down at the bottom of the pile with Jennings still down there. Tate off the pile with the ball.
That would be an interception.
Can you go? So here comes the referee now. He's looked at it under the hood. This is deciding who wins the game on this call.
After further review, the call on the field stands. Touchdown.